stronger than the storm. Juniper loved her little garden more than anything. Every morning, she and her friend Pip, a tiny sparrow, would head outside to check on the seeds they had planted. "Growth takes time, Pip," Juniper whispered as she patted the dark, crumbly soil. "But every bit of work helps these little seeds become something grand." Pip chirped in agreement, hopping over a watering can. One afternoon, the sun disappeared behind heavy, charcoal-colored clouds. The air turned chilly, and a low rumble of thunder echoed across the hills. Juniper looked up, her eyes wide. The garden didn't look bright and happy anymore. It looked dark and a little bit scary. She felt a shiver run down her back and wanted to run inside. Juniper hurried to the porch to find shelter. She sat on the top step, pulling her knees to her chin. Pip flew down and landed on the wooden railing right next to her, his feathers puffed up against the rising wind. "When troubles come from every side," Juniper remembered her grandma's words, "and I feel small or want to hide." She closed her eyes and took a deep, slow breath. She remembered the rest of the promise. God whispers, "Child, don't fear the test. I'm here to help you do your best." Juniper placed her hand over her heart. Even though the wind was whistling through the trees, she felt a tiny spark of warmth inside her. She wasn't alone in the storm. Pip watched from the safety of the porch as a tiny sapling in the yard began to dance wildly. The wind pushed the little tree down until it nearly touched the grass. It looked like the hard thing was too much for the tree to handle. But as the wind let up for just a second, the sapling bounced right back up, reaching for the rainy sky. A heavy raindrop landed right on Juniper's nose, making her giggle. She reached out her hand to catch the falling water. "We can choose joy, Pip," she shouted over the pitter-patter on the roof. Instead of feeling afraid of the gray sky, she decided to see how beautiful the rain looked as it washed the dust off the leaves. The storm didn't last forever. Slowly, the heavy clouds began to break apart, letting golden slivers of sunlight peek through. The thunder moved far away until it was just a faint hum. Juniper stepped off the porch and onto the grass. It felt cool and squishy between her toes, and everything smelled like wet earth and fresh air. "Look, Pip, come see," Juniper called out. She ran to the flower bed where her favorite blooms were. They weren't broken at all. They looked taller and brighter than ever. Their roots had held tight deep in the ground, and the water had given them the strength they needed to grow. The hard thing had actually helped them. Juniper stood up and stretched her arms out wide toward the sun. She realized that she felt different too. She wasn't the same girl who wanted to hide under her blankets. Her heart felt brave, her mind felt wise, and her spirit felt tough. By choosing joy instead of fear, she had grown just like her flowers did. Now Juniper and Pip know a secret. Whenever a storm appears, whether it's a rainy day or a day when things just feel hard, they don't have to be afraid. They know that every trial is a chance to grow. With faith as their anchor, they watch as God shapes perseverance in them, one brave step at a time.